just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to an episode. Now, guys, bit of bad news. This will be replacing the DMP. Tom and Eddie not available tomorrow. So I'll be replacing the DMP. This is the Thursday podcast, but on a Wednesday. So you get it early. There's that. Obviously some big news dropped overnight that we'll be speaking about. But first of all, I'm a bit hurt and heartbroken. But before I get into it, brought to you by Grumpy Coffee. We've got a massive Black Friday sale coming up next week, guys. It's going to go for a week. Do not miss it. That's all I can say. Go to grumpycoffee.com.au, get your coffee. Best in all the land. But Matty, how you going, brother?
Good. Man, it just seems there's, no matter what time of the year it is, there's always seems to be news dropping overnight.
Craziness. It's the best. Rugby league is in just such a good space. But you know, why my heart is heavy, my heart is so heavy. Menulog is closing down in Australia. To say this blindsided us is actually insane. We were literally, essentially already in agreement for the segment for next year. And look, I'm sorry to have the sponsor talk with everyone again because, like, you know, I know people just fast forward if you don't want to hear it. But like, I know there are some people sitting there going, "Come on, Kempy, it's just a sponsor." But like, there's a lot of people that talk a good game. There's a lot of people that say, "I love the Bloke podcast," and I'm not saying everyone needs to bloody buy something or whatever. What I'm saying is, and not even about the Bloke podcast, could be about anything in your life where people talk a good game. But these sponsors that are a part of the podcast, they put their money where their mouth was. They supported the platform when still so many people are wary of podcasting. Menulog from day dot have been so good to work with. And I gain nothing by talking about this because they're gone. They're done. Next 2 weeks. The code will still work for 2 weeks, but they're literally gone in 2 weeks. So I gain nothing by saying any of this. They have been so supportive, so good to work with. And when I say, like, you know, people assume that because of the size of Bloke that we've just got sponsors out with so many sponsors just lining up and we're just like going through them all. Now, granted, we are very, very fortunate, but we are not a business that's like this huge business that has hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank where if we lose a bunch of sponsors, it's going to be all good. If we lost a key sponsor in the last couple of years, we downsize. We literally would have to downsize. I don't think people understand that. So, you know, and granted, obviously we'll work to replace the Menulog partnership and we'll try to find someone as good as Menulog that we actually truly believe in. And so when people like Menulog, sponsor us. They truly are at this stage of the life of the company. We really, as this version of ourselves, have been around for like 4 or 5 years. Without them, we truly wouldn't be the same version of ourselves today. And so they put in their money where their mouth is. They've been so supportive, so good to work with. So I'm Devo. For all the people losing their job, that's devastating. That would have blindsided them. Matty had a meeting with them this morning.
Yeah, well, we're chatting to him. Miles was chatting to Lizzie this morning about plans for next year, which is, so obviously they didn't know. So
like, think about all those people that lose their job. It was an Australian-made company as well. It just, everything lined up. It was such a good partnership. Just sad, man. Just sucks. Like, it's just one of those things where I guess, what can you do, bro? What can you do?
Yeah, we were literally mid-interview with someone and I was like producing and then it just came off on my desk and like...
First time you've ever said something not to do with the interview.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really stopped a podcast for no reason before. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, Menulog's closing down. So,
crazy.
Yeah, just sad. They're so good to work with. And it doesn't matter who's been in that role. They've been so understanding, so supportive. And they've literally helped us get to where we are today. Like, as I said, without them, like, it just wouldn't happen. Like, I cannot express enough. Like, obviously, my hope is in 4 or 5 years, we are a business in a position where we have that kind of money in the bank. And yes, long term, I would like to make a lot of money. I'm not going to pretend like that's not the case. Like, I would like to. But like right now, it really is. These key partnerships, they are so important. And that's why, you know, they put their money where their mouth is. They support, like, all the positive impact Bloke has had, they've been a part of that. They've been a part of that. And I know, like, if you're younger, you're probably skipping past this bit. Because I'll be honest, when I was younger and, you know, sponsors and that, I just didn't even think about it. It was like, oh, yes, well, I'll always be polite, always talk to them, everything like that. But I didn't actually think about, like, the importance of what they're doing. You just assumed that this big business that you see, it's just, like, killing it. So, you know, it'll find someone else. It's not really like that.
No.
And they just were such lovely people to deal with. Like, genuinely, never. When have we ever had an issue? When I say issue, I just mean, like, them going, hey, change this, change that, change it. Never.
I love working with Menulog. I constantly speak to currently 2 people who are just the best people. We had Mark
guy before as well.
Mark used to be there who was fantastic. Like everyone who I've dealt with, always so happy, so accommodating, great. Like, yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it sucks. So I hope everyone, I guess the saddest thing is obviously the people are going to have to, lose their jobs and move on. I hope their transition can be as good as possible. I mean, you can't really say much to make them feel better about it. Oh man, so I just wanted to give a massive thank you to Menulog. They truly were key to getting Bloke to where it is today. And if you feel like Bloke's had a positive impact on sport in Australia or whatever, maybe it hasn't, I don't know. But if you do feel that way, they truly were instrumental in it.
And the Menulog Hungriest Player is a rusted on segment.
Oh, how do you replace that?
Well, we did the survey a few years ago, or it might have been last year.
Loved it.
And people liked it a lot.
Absolutely loved it. That's the one thing with all of our partnerships, we really try to, instead of just doing a straight ad read, obviously there is an ad read that goes for like 10 or 20, 30 seconds, but we try to put it onto a segment. So you're still getting content we would speak about, but it's just brought to you by someone rather than you going, okay, here's a 2 minutes break where we're just repeating line for line. Now, granted, there are going to be times when that happens. You've got to work with your partners. But anyway, so that out of the way, just wanted to say a massive thank you to Menulog. We really wouldn't be where we are today without them. We would be a much smaller version of ourselves. Yeah. I'm Devo for them. They would have been blindsided.
I assume so, yeah.
Truly. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Takes you 2 seconds. Really does help the platform. Okay, big news dropping. Coby Black to the Raiders. Now, Coby Black will reportedly quit the Broncos at the end of 2026 and join the Raiders for 27. Look, the Broncos have released a statement, so it's happening.
Okay.
The only thing I think is different is like they don't think they said anything about the Raiders, but when all of these people are reporting, it's probably happening. So I'll walk you through my thought process. First, I was like, what the hell? Second, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And look, let's get this out of the way. There's going to be a part of the audience that just go, you're just speaking for Broncos bias because you like him as a player. Okay, sweet, fine, whatever. But this is just genuinely how I feel. Maybe it's subconscious bias. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't get it because he's in literally the same position behind respectfully, not as a worse side at this stage. Granted, worse by like what, 1 point.
Yeah.
And also, a smaller club. He's in essentially the same position, but he's behind a less developed 7 and a less developed 6 as well. When you look at Strange, even though Strange, we know how good he's going to be at a smaller club. And I was like, if he was going to get signed for a club that's like, you're our 7, or at the very least, we've got a 7 currently, but he's like 35 years old. I would be like, I don't agree with it. However, I totally understand where this kid's coming from. But what I'm just not understanding is like, you've essentially gone to a smaller club at this point, less likely to win a premiership, with less third-party deals, with less superstars, to be in the same position. And that doesn't mean that it's the wrong decision because there's so many parts of it. It's like there is a real reality where Coby Black was like, no, I think I'm going to enjoy my rugby league in Canberra. That could be true. Raiders could be a more enjoyable club to be at. Just because Broncos win a premiership doesn't mean they're the most enjoyable club to be at. So that could be a possibility. It could be connection with Ricky. But again, if he had landed at a club where he's essentially going to get that 7 role in the next couple of years, it would have made more sense. What I don't understand is he's essentially in the exact same position as he was at the Broncos.
This time next year, Ethan Sanders is going to have a full year of first grade under his belt and Pezzett will not.
Yeah.
Now, he might play 6 for the Eels, but he's not going to, let's call it 7.
He's going to be the 7.
The 7. And then he's going to go to the Bronx. So from where I'm sitting, and I know Pezzett's played, Sanders has played, 1 game or something?
1 game.
Yeah.
They're like essentially like for like in the sense that Sanders, I think, was the 7 for under 19s New South Wales.
Yeah, sure. But the only difference for me is that Pezzett is this marquee signing, right? But what's he done in NRL? Like, he's had a really good finals game.
Really good finals game. I want to say something about Pezzett, and I want to be really clear. I'm so excited he's coming to the club. A lot of potential. But look, sometimes let's say you've got a player on your books and you're going to get more money the more you hype them up in the media. And so like with Pezzett, the messaging that kind of has been sent through is this is the next big thing. he is locked into the 7 jersey. Now, although it may be true that that is the plan or the hope from the Broncos, I haven't seen enough of Pezzett to go, he's definitely the next big thing, and he's definitely locked in the 7 jersey for the next 10 years. And so that's where I think what you're kind of alluding to here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. So I just checked. Sanders has played 4 NRL games. Pezzett's played 18. This time next year, at halfback, Sanders is going to be equal.
Yeah.
So to me, it's actually not that much difference, except that there's been all this hype around Pezzett. That's what's confusing me about this.
Yeah. And like so I've had to think about it like quite a lot. And I guess also there's no way he's going to get in over Sanders at least for the next 12 months. At least when put it this way. Let's say Ricky sat him down and said, mate, when you get to the club in 27, Sanders will be ahead of you, but not by much. It's like, well, isn't that essentially what already happened at the Broncos to a degree where like, if they're willing to say to Sanders, essentially, you're the next man up, but then go and sign someone else and then he's putting pressure on you and he might be the next man up. It's like, if they're willing to do it to Sanders, how do you know they're not willing to another guy comes through and takes your jersey kind of thing?
Definitely that. Again, though, I just reckon this time next year, Sanders is going to be more locked into that 7 jersey than Pezzett is going to be the Broncos because Pezzett's arriving there.
Yeah, and also what's crazy is like there's a high chance that a half gets injured at the Broncos. They're old, as in, compared to comparatively speaking. So there's a lot of it that just like doesn't click. And when I speak about this, guys, it sounds like I'm being negative on the Raiders. I'm not. I think this is an outstanding, what?
Oh, it's one of the best signings of the year already.
Unbelievable get. Like the fact that the Raiders are going into this next 10 years with Sanders and Coby Black fighting for the 7 jerseys, with Strange currently on Australian tour, bro, might be one of the great, like, in regards to guys that haven't played first grade but are like on the cusp and they're at big clubs, because like Eels also, when Sanders got signed, they were a big club. He was just stuck behind Moses, and they're still a big club. You know what I'm saying?
Sleeping giant.
For the Raiders to land these 2 blokes and develop Strange, who came from the Roosters.
Yep, Roosters.
Bro, it's like goated areas.
Even Weeks.
Like they took Strange from the Roosters, one of the biggest clubs in the comp. They got Sanders from the Eels, which was a bit of a more understandable one because he
was stuck. Yeah.
However, they still convinced him, and he was behind Fogarty.
Yeah.
And then they get Coby Black from the Brisbane Broncos. Like it honestly might be one of the great goat runs from. And you have to understand, like, if this was the Roosters or the Broncos stealing these kind of players, you'd be like, oh, I kind of get it. They're big clubs or whatever, or the Penrith Panthers or the Melbourne Storm. You kind of the Raiders. Like, they are a relatively smallish, and I don't say that in a disrespectful way, but like they don't have the same weight in the media and that as a lot of these other clubs do. Now, granted, I always say they deserve it. I think I love them as a club. I really do. It's incredible what they've managed to achieve. Like, it's genuinely incredible.
It's recruitment wizardry almost. Bro. Like, just backing these young dudes, and it's unbelievable. Like,
they landed essentially one of the hottest young property halves in the competition. Like, bro, 5 years ago, there is no way, respectfully, that they're landing the best young half essentially in the competition, and he's not even guaranteed the 7 jersey.
Yeah.
Like, that's how incredible this club is in the position that they are in right now.
I think as well, don't they only have one guy on the rich list as well? Like, just how they've managed it from top to bottom.
Yeah, Tarpin is the only one, and it's like he's on unders. Like, pay him more.
He could be in the top 2 props in the game.
Like, I mean, I think after the Pac champs, he is. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible what the Raiders have managed to achieve. But yeah, as I said, from discounting the fact that maybe Coby Black just looked at the Raiders and spoke to him and he just wanted to be there. That is a real possibility that no one's talking about. Like, just because the Broncos win premierships doesn't mean that it's enjoyable for Coby Black to be there. He could just want to be at the Raiders more. That's a possibility.
Well, I think that's possible because he wants to play behind that 4-pack. He wants to play with Ricky Stewart. The Raiders were awesome this year. Obviously, there
are selling points.
There's heaps of selling points. It's just that coming from the Broncos, that makes it a bit... Because Broncos have all the same.
Yeah.
And they just won.
That's what makes it surprising. So I've sat down and I've gone, what could it possibly be? And I sent the same message to you yesterday. I said, look, the only 2 things I could think of, but I've actually got a third one that I've thought deeply about. And it's a lot of copium. It's a lot of copium. The only thing I could think about, but it doesn't seem like it because they were quite positive, Had Madge already identified that he wasn't his man long term, and that's why Pezza got signed, and like, you know, to not bag the kid, but also to like keep in a good relationship with the management. Like, listen, if you come out and say that, you're devaluing Coby Black. Yeah. Don't do that. Keep it internal. Is there a chance that, although there is a lot of hype around Coby Black, Mike Maguire, we know how ruthless he is. We know that he will not necessarily pick the best player, but he'll pick the player that he thinks suits his style the most. We know he'll do that. Is there a chance that happened? That it actually is the reverse, where he's gone, that's why I signed Pezzett, because I just think Coby Black's quite a ways away from first grade. Again, this is me just asking the question. It's not me making the statement that that's the case. That's one possibility. The second possibility is Coby just would rather be at the Raiders than the Broncos. There's a real chance that's the case.
Yep.
Thoughts?
Both of those can be true. I do lean towards the first one because it does make sense, because they've just randomly signed Pezzett. Like they've identified him, they've signed him a long-term deal. He's going to be, you know, obviously this isn't guaranteed, but he's looking to be the long-term replacement of Adam Reynolds. So maybe that is their plan, and maybe they have let him know that, and he's just like, well, no, I've been in the system for a while. I've waited my time. I want to move somewhere else. I reckon that's probably what's happened. Or
maybe Coby Black is sitting there going, you know, I signed a contract under certain agreements that I was the next man up. You've broken that word, which happens quite a bit.
Yep.
And that's why I'm out of here, potentially. Now, when that happens, I get where they're coming from. I did the exact same thing. It happened to me many times. But it's just like, that's when I think the manager needs to step in and goes, listen, they broke your word, but like, this is just rugby league. That's always going to happen.
I don't think it's money or security, because imagine how much Perth, I know he hasn't played a game yet, or many games yet, but imagine how much money he could get. Like, job security and money.
$600K off the bat at Perth.
Yeah, I don't think job security or money is a problem for Coby Black right now.
Yeah, that's what's...
So I don't think it's that.
You're at the best in the business. That's what just is so surprising. I guess the other indicator maybe that A is true in regards to Madge has actually already moved off Coby to someone else is Duffy arriving as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he's played more first grade than...
Well, he was a starting halfback last year.
Yeah, and he's a bloody good player. So that was always when it was Duffy, it was like, oh, I get it. Like, young gun, really good, get under the radar. You never know what he's going to be. But then when it was Duffy and Pezzett, it was like, oh, shit. Like, that's pretty crazy when you're looking at Coby Black. And you can understand why Coby Black would be frustrated. Like, I'm not denying that at all.
Well, I actually haven't thought about Duffy since this signing happened yesterday, and I didn't think of him. But that's another great point. Like, that definitely could be it. Even like, what's doing here? Like, I'm supposed to be the guy. Maybe he's just a bit off it.
And like, I think like if it was just one of them, he'd go, yeah, I get it. I'm 19 years old, need a couple of years. But like the fact that there's two of them now that are all both guns and played more first grade than him.
Yep.
Not by much, but you know what I mean? But there's a third option. My Broncos fans. This is it. I've thought deep and hard about this, and I know this for a fact.
Anyone listening, there is now a tinfoil hat on Dan's head.
And I'm going to have a cup of copium. Oh, beautiful stuff. I'm going to a hit of hopium and copium. Okay, this is what it actually is, guys. This is what it actually is. Stay with me here. Where was Michael Maguire, clubland, before he landed at the Broncos?
The Raiders.
Where did Jet Cleary go to get out of the limelight?
The Warriors.
Is there a chance Madge said, listen, you don't want to be the 7 as a 19-year-old with all... Look at the fact you haven't made your debut yet, and look at all the talk around you at this mammoth club. Why don't we send you down to a bloke I trust? There's depth there. You learn out of the limelight. You build your game up. And then in a couple of years, we see how Pezzett's going, and maybe we bring you home.
That is one of the biggest stretches I've ever heard in my life.
I think it's a fact. That's a fact. This is not non-biased, bro. I told you, non-biased opinion. I'm a Broncos fan, but I have no bias, bro. He's being sent there to work on his game to come back and win a premiership, just like Jet Cleary to the Warriors. It's all adding up. It's all making sense.
I didn't know what to expect. I certainly didn't expect that. Why wouldn't he go next year, though?
Because we still need develop like a backup
for next year.
Yeah, because we're going to win back to back. So,
okay, that is. I understand why you're drinking the copium now. That's like.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's a fact. That's literally what's happened. I got off the phone for Madge before I walked in.
Oh, okay. Got you.
No, we're sending away to develop out of the limelight. It's too much noise around the young fella. I trust Ricky with my life.
Yeah.
With my life.
And And Ricky's happy just to play that role.
Of course he is. Ricky's the kind of bloke that would develop a player for another club and let them win a premiership. That's the kind of Ricky I see in press conferences. He would absolutely say, of course I can develop your young 7 and send him back up to you guys. Nothing. That's the only thing that makes sense, man. So you can try and laugh all you want and call this copium and hopium. But this is the only thing that makes sense. Jet Cleary to the Warriors, get him out of the limelight. Coby Black down to the Raiders, get him out of the limelight. You bring him back when he's absolutely ripping, and we rip and win a premiership. That's what it seems like everything's adding up to.
Yeah. Look, you've had a lot of things go your way in the last few months with, Reece Walsh catching form, the Broncos winning the comp. Like everything's going right for the Broncos at the moment, and I understand that you're probably not used to things.
I just want to say thanks in advance, Rick.
Yeah, like nothing bad has happened to the Broncos in the last few months. So this is probably foreign to you that someone wants to leave. But yeah, I think he's a Raider for life after this.
Nope. We'll only know whether he wants to leave after 2030.
Okay,
That's
sure.
when it'll be definitely confirmed that he left. After 2030, it'll be confirmed that Coby Black actually left because he didn't want to be at the club. Until then, you don't know. Show me the evidence. Like, have you seen a quote from him saying that I don't want to play for the Broncos?
Wow, great point.
I'm just saying, you got no facts. I got facts. Or at least I've got enough time to just say their facts. So listen, I just want to say thank you to Ricky Stewart for developing our next superstar that's going to be the best player in the history of the game. If you want to send Strange up as well, look, that's okay. You can do that too. I appreciate it. And look, Madge Maguire said you've just developed this 6 into an Australian player. Develop Coby too, thanks. That's what I think is happening. And look, show me evidence of the opposite.
Well, I can't show you evidence of the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, as I said, Broncos fans, it's all coming together.
It's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. Win premierships, lose your best young 7 to another club, sign someone else, but then bring him back. Glory. And also, this was probably hatched up by the head of marketing at Broncos going, imagine the yarn. It's all about, rugby league is all about the yarn. It really is all about the yarn. So he said, let's send away our best young 7 that we've literally been developing since he was 14 years old. Let's send him away to a coach that is definitely not one-eyed and would literally never do anything for any other club ever. And then bring him back to win a premiership. That's what I reckon. And also, we're still unsure of Duffy and Pezzett. They actually might take his jersey, so actually might not come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Broncos, the team starved of fairy tale and yarn.
Just saying. We sell papers, Broncos. We sell papers. So, listen, until you can provide me with a quote saying that I don't want to play for Broncos in 2029, until you can find me that quote, we've got until 2030 until we can be actually fully convinced that he didn't leave to develop out of the spotlight.
All part of the plan.
Hey, we're the premiership winners, baby.
Yeah.
We are the premiership winners. We can say whatever we want.
Stupid shit like that all the time.
How dare you, sir? How fucking dare you? But yeah, look, obviously the focus in, oh crap, he's leaving the Broncos or whatever, and it is true. It is true that it sucks he's leaving. But in saying that, look, Canberra Raiders, because Broncos are such a big club, it's going to drown out the noise of how great this is for the Raiders.
I agree. I feel really good about him going to the Raiders. Like if I had to pick a club that wasn't Rabbitohs, I reckon I'm picking Raiders. Yeah. I reckon it's going to suit him. Because
one thing I was thinking, okay, well, is it like the Madge style of coaching? But I'm like, bro, you're going to Ricky Stewart. You reckon he's any less intense than Michael Maguire?
Of course.
He literally fights with his players.
Yeah, I know.
No, just joking. He doesn't actually.
Yeah.
So it's not that. So it's not like hard work or anything like that. And if I'm being fair dinky die, obviously what I said before is absolutely facts. But from a perspective of backing yourself, it's one of the gutsiest calls I've ever seen. You've gone from the powerhouse club where everything is comfortable, everything is easy, it's all laid out for you. Yes, granted, they signed Pezzett and that would frustrate you. I get it. It really would. And, maybe Pezzett gets that jersey and you don't get it, whatever. However, the easy option is go to another big club. Another club I don't know, Penrith or something. You reckon Penrith wouldn't be interested in someone like that, coming through the grades? Granted, they got Blaze, but you know what I'm saying? Or there's the Cowboys, there's the Titans that would have thrown a Mozzarella in.
Every club would make it work. Well, most clubs.
Most clubs. You've got, really most clubs. Most clubs would really have a crack at a guy like Coby Black. So I do respect the guts. Going to the Raiders, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. A lot of the best young guns just don't go to Canberra.
Yep.
So you got to admire that. You got to admire that from the kid.
Absolutely. Like I think as well, like he's leaving home. He's leaving the, beautiful weather of Queensland
Yeah.
to go to Canberra, which is like the polar opposite.
Yeah. And look, maybe because Canberra have handled their salary cap so well that they can afford to pay Sanders $500K, Coby $500K, but I don't think it'd be about money. Like I really don't. He could get $500K, $600K at a lot of clubs that are desperate for a 7.
What do you reckon Ricky's saying to Sanders at the moment? Like, because he does have a year to make that jersey his now. He does have a year on black.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's the hard balance because I'm sure Ricky had said to Sanders, if you come down here, because like Sanders, ironically, same position, stuck behind Moses.
Yep.
And people are like, why would you go down to the Raiders to be stuck behind Fogarty, who at the time was not as good as, not as good as Moses or whatever, still good, but he did. And so, maybe it's a mixture of, mate, it's your jersey to lose. Like, at this club, there's no guarantees on anything. If you come out and you don't go well in that first year, then you're going to have to fight for that jersey, which is actually the way it absolutely should be. But it's the timing of it for Sanders that would be like, what? Like, you're not that sure?
Yeah.
That's the kind of feel he probably have is like, you're not that sure on me that you're going out to get essentially a guy a couple of years younger than me. That's the next big thing. The other thing I thought about, strange to the centers potentially, but I'm like, nah, I don't think that's happening.
He's one of the best sixers.
Yeah.
He was the best sixer in the NRL this year.
That's what I mean. So it's like, that's not happening, but I'd love to know the length of the contract. That'll be super interesting.
Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. To be fair though, like, if you're a young halfback, like, you don't have a mortgage on the jersey in 12 months' time.
Yeah. No, you don't. So, there's that as well. Like, and that's why the Raiders are in such a strong position. They've managed their salary cap so well that they can have 2 of the best young sevens in the comp fighting it out for the jersey. And yeah, like this idea that you just guaranteed jerseys because you signed a contract a few years ago, it's just like, that's just not rugby league. You'll never win a premiership like that.
When the Raiders were on their run this year, I was like, obviously I was enjoying it like we all were. But I was thinking, I bet this is, I just have a sinking feeling this is going to be a bit of a flash in the pan. Like maybe they'll drop again next year, and maybe they will. But I just get the feeling they're going to be good for a while.
I'd have to think so.
Like I don't know if they're going to get minor premiership again, but
you'd have to think so because my God, their recruitment has been like even like Morgan Smithies, Nicholson, like their recruitment has been phenomenal.
And they've got Jaden Brayley coming down there next year. So Tom Starling was arguably top 3 hooker this year.
I mean, he was there definitely periods there where he was absolutely killing it. So yeah, definitely. Obviously, he'll be there next year. It's going to be super interesting. Like, let's say he comes in and rips and gets that Broncos 7s jersey. Like, geez, like, mate, can't stay.
That's why I was shocked that it happened this early.
Yeah, like this early. And that's what leans me more towards maybe Madge identified. Like, just not my man. Like, gun player, good young kid, but he's just not my 7 going forward potentially. He's not what I need. Which look, the thing is, at the Broncos for the next 10 years, you need just a conservative 7. You don't need you just need a guy with a really good boot and can get you around the park. That's it. You absolutely, because it's going to be too many cooks in the kitchen if you've got gun 7 that wants try assists and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also Ezra Mam and also Walsh and Moser when he comes through too, which is something that's been lost in all this noise is like Blake Moser and what's happening there.
Honestly, that injury was here going preseason was such a sliding doors moment. He was supposed to, well, by reports, he was supposed to be the hooker in round 1.
Yeah. So look, massive congratulations to the Raiders. Sucks to lose Coby, but at the same time, it's like it's just rugby league. It's just this stuff happens.
Yeah, but I get it. Like young junior coming through that you're excited for. Like it's.
Yeah, I understand why people are, but and this is not to say he won't go on and kill it, but he hasn't done it. Played first grade yet.
I tell you what, 2027. Imagine the comparisons between Pezzett and Black all year.
Imagine the game.
It's going to become a rivalry.
Yeah, because it already is from the game, the finals game.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, look, congratulations to the Raiders. Stoked for Coby Black that he's going to have this probably quite a substantial contract at the Raiders. And yeah, it's part of rugby league, I guess. Part of rugby league, and also, you know what? This is the downside of success.
Yeah.
This is when you start losing players of his caliber, it means you're doing actually something. Well, two things. You could either be going so bad and you're so shit at what you do that he doesn't want to stay.
Yeah.
Or you're so good he can't make it into the squad. And that's currently where the Broncos are at right now. It's all powered by Lontel, guys. The best in the biz. Sign up, lontel.net.au/bloke. 7 days free. Then you also get some credit. As I spoke about earlier, guys, support. Everyone has the internet. Take you 2 seconds to sign up. Support people that support us. We truly, if we didn't have our sponsors, we wouldn't be around. Seriously, we would not be around. So get around them. You pay as you go, guys. For example, let's say you want to download something. You turn the speed up. You crank it. Download something really quick, then crank it back down, and you'll only pay for the time you use those high speeds. Then you go back to paying for normal speeds. On top of all that, let's say you're not going to use it for a week. Boom, hit pause. Don't pay for it all. Internet of the future. And also, you may be eligible to have your house hooked up to NBN. 150,000 houses now are eligible. So go to the link in the show notes. This used to cost 30 grand. And when I say it's life-changing, I am not exaggerating. Genuinely, I download 70 gig things now in like 3 or 4 minutes. It is true. Like, it's changed everything for us here at the studio too. How quickly we can upload stuff is insane. It's all thanks to Lontel and the NBA. NBA. The NBN. And the NBN's not what it used to be, guys. Like, I know the idea of the NBN and the kind of vibe most of Australia has from it. It's not that anymore. It's good. It's really good. Anything else on Coby Black? Not really. Dane Laurie signed 3-year deal with Raiders. Love that signing. Makes a lot of sense. Also proudly brought to you by Aspley Mazda. Lukey, give him a follow, LDC_1. Doing a big sale this Saturday, actually. Huge sale this Saturday where everything's cleared to go. And also, for Bloke community members, if you're looking for this Saturday for the huge sale, give him a text now because he's going to do a unique deal for you guys. But also, if you're looking at used cars, huge deals just for Bloke Club members, Bloke community members. And so, shoot him a message, LDC_1. And also, join the Bloke Club for free. We've got to do a giveaway for free as well on the Bloke Club. But we'll make sure to do that, and we'll have some more giveaways coming up. Okay, next topic. Man, I've got to say this. The content online and the banter between Tonga and Samoa and the Kiwis, Kiwis and Maldives, has been top tier. Like, I'm trying to think of a time where I laughed as much as I did looking at some of the memes and everything that came out of this Samoa-Tonga New Zealand situation.
That Ashley Klein Parliament one from yesterday is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Bro, it is honestly, like, when I saw that, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. So the banter from the Polynesian crew, Samoa, Tonga, and I'm sure people of other nationalities as well, but Samoa and Tonga specifically and the Kiwis, wow, it has been so funny to watch. Like, the shit they give each other, holy heckers.
It's crazy,
But yeah, like, that's another part of this thing that hasn't really been spoken about. We speak about how good the game was, the turnout. We haven't spoken about all the funny content that's been released from it. It has just been so freaking good. So shout out to the whole community that's kind of put that comedy together, because it's just been so good.
I love when, even when we post just a simple question, like, which international team has the best forward pack? And you just read the comments, and it's just like, you can't, a guy's can't just post one Samoan flag, for example. They got to post 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
It's the best. Also, guys, don't forget, for the next 2 weeks, it's still available. Use code Dylan for free delivery. Huge news. The Sydney Morning Herald reports the NRL is looking at changing the kickoff rule, whether it should be that the team that scores will kick off to restart play rather than the side that conceded a trial goal. Oh, man. This is a tough one. There's tradition, and it just feels weird even talking about something like this. The only thing I can think of is we have had a problem in the game recently, if you're being super nitpicky, that it is so hard to swing momentum. Like, once a team has you by the scruff of the neck, look at this final series. Once the Broncos had a team by the scruff of the neck, they were done. And from 16 back. And so, and obviously, Penrith have built their dynasty on momentum. They strangle you to death. If you give them an inch, they have the ball for the next 30 minutes.
Yes.
And so I understand, is that why they're trying to do this? Because nothing else makes sense. But
I don't even get that, because just say, let's call it Penrith. Let's say they have the momentum and they get the ball back and they blah, blah, blah. But if they kick off and their forwards are ready to go, they might camp you down in the 20 and then suddenly they're on the attack again. I don't think it makes a difference. In fact, I think I think
worse.
I think it's worse.
Potentially, I guess the argument against it would be, but you do have the ball to do something.
True.
Whereas without the ball, yeah, you can do something, obviously, with aggressive defense. But, like, the most control would be the person with the ball in hand, I'd assume.
Yeah.
I'd assume. They would have all data for it.
But, like, to change the rule based off that?
Yeah. Silly. As I said,
I reckon that the team defending is more likely to a short kickoff, and they're trying to bring back that. It's just so there's less collisions.
Oh, okay.
Because they're trying to get rid of these big, like they did it with the dropout the other year. They're trying to reduce the kickoff without actually reducing it, without actually getting rid of it.
Yeah, okay. I like that. That's a good insight. Probably makes more sense. It was funnily enough, like I freaking hate the short dropouts so much. I hate short kickoffs.
It's the worst rule change we've had last 10 years.
Like, what can you do with with all the head knock stuff, with all the concussion stuff? It's just like, is it inevitable? I don't know. I wish we could just draw a line in the sand and be like, listen, obviously disregarding the Eli Katoa situation that we absolutely never can happen again, ever. I wish we could almost draw a line in the sand, which is like, you know what you're doing when you're playing professional rugby league. You know what you're signing up for.
Now that I think about it, like, would the team that just scored do more short kickoffs? I don't even know. I think I'm kind of backtracking now.
So the team scores, and then they kick off again. No, they'd go deep, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they'd go deep. What am I talking about?
So that's why I think like you look at it, and like Penrith have won 4 premierships off just like obviously greatness, but really just completely strangling the life out of teams. Like I don't think we've ever watched the Penrith side outside of maybe what they did with Broncos last 20 and gone, that's the craziest attack I've ever seen. Whereas like the Broncos this year, even if you hated the Broncos, you were sitting there going, bro, that was actually insane.
Yeah.
Like the way they did everything just then. Whereas the Penrith Panthers did something even harder, which you actually have to work hard for, and actually, only very few people have the mental toughness to do it, which was they strangle teams out of games. Like that's how they win prems is fatigue.
I still think that they can do just as much damage without the ball than with it.
Maybe they're just not. Maybe the studies they've shown is like momentum breaking is much more likely with ball in hand, because they would have so much data on when momentum swings and everything happen in games.
I'm trying to think about, and true, you're probably right, but like, I'm trying to think of like Origin. Like Origin's the one time where you'd rather be kicking off because they're not getting more than 30 metres, 40 metres.
Yeah. It's a strange one. I just wish they'd leave it all alone, to be honest.
No, seriously.
Like, I'm nearly at the point sometimes of like, I was all for the 6 again. Like I really was, because it has eliminated the wrestle to a degree. The wrestle's still left in there. Like the other day, like not the other day, but like there has been days where I'm like, you know what? Do we just get rid of the 6 again as well? Like I don't know. You could not understand how much it pisses me off when a team is defending their line and they just go 6 again.
Yeah, because there's no accountability for it.
Yeah, like it should be. And look, I understand there's going to be exceptions, but if you give like 3 rucks penalties in a row, no matter what they are, if it's a ruck penalty, holding down, stripping of the ball off, whatever it is, gone. Because that's my pet hate is like I like that they changed it to get coming out of your own 40, you get a penalty or whatever. I think that makes sense, but it's like I just can't cop the fact that teams just give away a bunch of I hate it. It makes me so mad when a player they'll give away 6 again, so they go stuff it and they just lay on them even more. Sometimes I send them.
Absolutely.
Like it doesn't because Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter if they get another 6 again, but it's an extra 30, or 10, 20 seconds that everyone gets to rest.
We saw with Keegan Hipgrave come in the other day, and they don't do it anymore, but they used to do it 3 penalties, you're gone. And that happened even twice in a game. But they can't do it now. They can't do it now because there's so many 6 against. What pisses me off the most is when it's 0-0 and you get a 6 again in front of your post. And a South fan, I'm like, well, surely you'd want to take the 2.
Yeah,
Sure. I don't know.
But then it's just then it gets back to the point of, okay, they're going to be too scared to give penalties away, so we're going to start wrestling again.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one. I am still a fan of the 6 again.
I like where it's at, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, I like where the game's at. It's just nitpick, to be honest. We're just nitpicking to be fair. All brought to you by KO. Cricket's greatest rivalry is just about to begin. The Ashes start November 21, and you can catch every ball live in 4K with no ad breaks on KO. Okay, the round one has been released. Doggies versus Dragons, Allianz Stadium. Knights versus Cowboys, we knew that. Storm v Eels, Thursday. Warriors v Roosters, Friday. Broncos v Panthers, Friday. Love that.
Love that.
Wow. Bro, that game is going to be so freaking hectic.
Yeah.
Then we've got Sharks Titans, which, the new Titans, though, I want to see what they're like. Seagulls Raiders, okay. Dolphins Rabbitohs, okay.
Seagulls Raiders, like Fogarty, I get it.
Yeah.
Is that there?
Yeah, don't mind that. Not much in the Dolphins Rabbitohs rivalry, to be honest.
Well, bloody freaking thought we'd keep him in Sydney to try and get AJ's record over here, but I guess not.
Of course.
I guess Core Stadium's out for the first 3 weeks, which is annoying. But anyway, that's a South issue.
Bulldogs, Dragons, and Knights, Cowboys, I actually really like those at Allegiant Stadium. So, look, there's probably 3 or 4 games where I'm like frothing. Broncos, Panthers is literally by far.
That's the game of the week.
Like, bro, cannot wait. Like, blockbuster.
Feel sorry for for Para. Storm never lost round one, and they got pumped last year.
What about West Tigers? 2 first rounds in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
They got the bye.
Bit of a joke.
This is outrageous. And look, unless it was requested from the Tigers, unless the Tigers we'll take that instead of something else. But if it isn't the case that they just have copped it, this is, I know there's nothing I can do about it, but it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable that a team, are they as big as other clubs, blah, 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 all that stuff. There is no world in which it is appropriate or fair that the West Tigers should be copping 2 first-round buys in 3 years.
Well, apparently there's this AI draw to make everything all fair now.
I don't care.
I know, no, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
I know you're not saying. I just sorry, those reactions. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's a joke, really.
It's a joke. AI spits the draw out. Okay, that's unfair. Changing it. You know what's more unfair is them copping a. And also it doesn't matter how much you try to make the draw fair. It's never going to. Well,
it's never going to be fair because there's 17 teams or whatever there is.
It's just not going to be. Now, granted, should we work towards making it as fair as possible? But you know what we know for sure is not fair? We can sit here and debate all day about the fairness of the draw. What there is no debate on is the West Tigers copping a bye first round 2 out of the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's a joke. Especially because it's not like they're in their streak of spoons at the moment. They were entertaining last year.
They were super entertaining, and also for a team that hasn't done much in 20 years or whatever, they are in the news all the time.
Yeah, I know.
They've been in the news heaps over the last few years, and I'll never forget when I used to do beer tastings and that. And look, this is anecdotal, obviously, but the amount of Tigers fans that would come into these were genuinely surprising to me because I just always assumed they were a smaller club. And granted, I know they are technically, not a top 4 size club, but that's irrelevant. That's the size of the club, even though it is relevant. You reckon the Broncos, Penrith, Melbourne, or Roosters or Rabbitohs are ever copping a round one bye?
Never.
There's no way.
Never.
There's no way. So spare me with the AI. You reckon, the AI spits out, Broncos round one bye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that.
Yeah. Or the AI spits out, you know what? Magic round, no Broncos.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, man. So look, the only thing that makes sense to me is that the Tigers said, we'll cop it, so we don't cop a bye somewhere else, something like that.
Look, I guess, but
has there been any?
I think that's bullshit to their fans, though. Even if it did come from them.
Fans. No, it's not.
It's a joke.
So, but I don't want to put blame on the Tigers. I just can't imagine they would do that.
I don't think they'd do that.
Round one.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money you lose by not being a part of round one.
Well, just think about it from a performance perspective. Wouldn't you rather have your buys when you actually need it?
Yeah. Round one is the last time you need to buy. But also, I honestly reckon that most fans that whether their team's starting on round 1 or round 2, I reckon they're a little bit less hyped than what they would be for round 1. If you know what I'm saying? If let's say you rated how hyped a fan base is when they get a game in round 1 compared to when they get a game in round 2. I reckon it loses a bit of hype when you're in round 2. It's still hype, but it loses a little bit.
Heaps. You're keen for that round 1 fixture. Yeah. That's all you look at.
And then everyone else plays footy. Okay, we're done. It started now. We're in the season kind of thing.
I'm Devo that, and I'm just being a sook here, but I'm Devo that South's the last game of round 1. I have to wait 2 weeks, let alone not even play. If South were, it's a joke. It's a joke that they copped it 2 years out of 3.
Yeah, and look, people will go, okay, well, how would you like it if Broncos copped it? Listen, if Broncos had to cop a round 1 bye for it to be fair, then I would say okay, because guess what? everyone has to cop it at one stage.
Yeah.
So
But they should give it to a team that didn't make the finals. I reckon that should be a rule.
I think the easiest thing for Magic Round or for round one is like whoever comes last gets the ball.
Yep.
Now, granted, does that create a snowball effect because it's harder to start round two? But it's like, man, like we've got to have some kind of fairness to it. That's the closest you can get to fairness to it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like honestly, 2 in 3 years is bullshit.
Yeah, far out.
And I'm pretty sure they got brushed with Magic Round 1 year as well.
Yeah,
might have been
was it Knights last year that got brushed as well? And look, someone say, "Oh, well, the Knights won the spoon and they're in the Allegiant Stadium." Yeah, but is it the rule that the team that comes last misses the first round? Like, I don't think that's the rule. I'm just saying I think that should be the rule. And obviously, if you made it the rule before you select the Vegas sides, then you could say, well, it was the Knights, but they were in Vegas, so we can't do it. So now it's the Titans or something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And granted, I know that sucks if you've had the spoon for a few years, but it's like, well, get off the bottom of the table.
Yeah. If there's a hard and fast rule, then you can't really complain.
Yeah, and also like come 16th then, bro. Like I'm not asking you to make the 8. I'm asking you to come 16th.
Yeah.
Like rugby league, yes, it's about talent, but mostly about mental toughness and heart.
I'll tell you what they've done. You've gone Knights came last, but they're in Vegas, so it can't be them. Titans came second last. They got last year, so it can't be them. Dragons, Vegas, and the next team was Rabbitohs, and they're not going to give Rabbitohs round 1, and then the next team after that was Tigers. So that's what they've done.
We'll do Seagulls. As I said, doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. Like, again, like I know what you're saying because you're going up the thing, which makes sense. But again, it still doesn't excuse 2 years out of the last 3.
Well, it should be Rabbitohs. Like, it should be Rabbitohs. If you're going off that, then it should be Rabbitohs. And I'm literally a South fan.
Yeah.
I would hate that, but it should be.
It's so unfair. The only thing that makes sense is it was requested. I don't know. Like, nothing else makes sense. I don't know how they could possibly sit up there and go, okay, Tigers got the bye again? Oh, didn't they get it like literally not last year but the year before? Yeah, man, let's do it. I can't imagine there wasn't someone in the office that said, guys, you know how bad the optics are of this? That
it's shocking.
We're treating a smaller club that's got enough of its own issues. Yeah, look, I understand. I want to, caveat all of it by saying I get it. The draw will be hard to do, but I think it's pretty clear what the easier option is.
Yeah, pick someone else.
You just got to pick someone else. It's that simple. It really is. I definitely feel for the Tigers fans. And look, maybe there are some Tigers fans that like the fact they missed that first round, but I just think that you lose so much hype in round 2. Like all I do is I remember back for Titans last year, and like, geez, there was less hype for that the round 2 for the Titans as their first round. Like I wasn't even looking at it like, this is their first game. It was kind of just like,
it's round 2. Like, yeah,
you're not even thinking about it.
Exactly. I'm just back to the Rabbitohs example. Like, again, I'm taking myself out of this because I don't want South to get the bye. But South versus Dolphins, like, who gives a shit? Like, that is not a game.
Yeah, I know it's the Wayne thing, but that's been done.
That's done. Who cares?
It's like it's been done a million times. Like, there's no bad blood. He left Dolphins on a good term. Like,
we played him twice.
Trying to make it a thing.
Yeah, we played him twice last year. Like, that's done.
It just. Yeah, and I'm the same. Like, obviously, the premiers, you're probably never going to give it the bye to them. But if it came to the point where, for some bizarre reason, like the Broncos was the fairest first bye or whatever, then like that's just the fucking way it is, bro. Like, let's make it fair. And I get it, money talks. I get it, the way the world works. But yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, let's remove the top 4 just because money talks. Then use the team from the top. Outside the top 4 then. Like, just one.
Yeah, like, no disrespect to Sharks, but they're a small club.
They're a small club.
Like, they could get the bye.
Yeah, I'm with you. And again, like, we're saying that because we're trying to think like we assume the NRL are thinking, not because we would want that. I just think the fairest thing, matter of fact, it's too long of a time. I was going to say just rotate them, but it's like, it's a 17. That's 7 years of rotating. Like, if something would happen between that and then and now. Anyway, so look, I hope there's an explanation. I hope that it's more, maybe the Tigers said it, so they wanted it, which still sucks, but it just, for me, I just think it's so unfair. I just, honestly, outside of the Tigers asking for it, there's not much you could say to me that would convince me. Obviously, I'm still open. I'm not just fully, but there's not much you could say to me convince me that this isn't fair.
Yeah,
this is fair.
Even if they go up the ladder, I'm like, well, then pick Rabbitohs because they finish lower. So.
Yeah. That is us. Dune induced. Don't forget, guys, grab your Grumpy Coffee today at grumpycoffee.com.au. Sign up to your Lontel internet. Guys, support people that support us. lontel.net.au/bloke. You get the credit. And also, like, when you go to this website and you sign up, no contracts. No credit cards. None of that. It's so easy. There's no real commitment. Just see what it's like. I guarantee. I got a message the other day and he was like, mate, I just signed up to Lontel and I can't believe how good the customer service was. I'll even, you know what, I'll bloody get it up here. From James, Jamstar, the man, he said, just signed up with Lontel. Shit, they're so good. They even helped me relocate my router from the garage into the study. So freaking good, guys. They're the best in the biz. Everyone needs internet. I promise you, right now, you're probably sitting there going, I'll do it the other day. Once you have them, it is like life. It is so much better, so much faster, all the good stuff. And don't forget, if you need a car, Lukey's the man to speak to, LDC_01. Vale, Menulog in Australia.
Devo.
Damn. Thank you so much, Menulog, for all the support in Australia. Really made this dream a possibility, part of the dream. Thank you. And as usual, we'll go fuck ourselves. Thank you.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.